Hi, I'm Vickie. I love books and enjoy reading. The first thing I do when I wake up in the morning is to read. If I go for a run, I listen to an audiobook. In my leisure moments, I read whilst enjoying some good music. Are you an avid reader, or you're not learning how to read? Maybe you used to enjoy reading, but somehow it has become a thing of the past. Come on this journey with my guests and I as we dive into various books and themes these books talk about. Every week, I speak to various authors who are behind life-transforming books, as well as promote various stakeholders within the publishing industry. The Kiddie Zone segment on the show is meant specifically to ignite reading interest in your child. Watch the Writer's Blog on this station this and every Saturday at 4:30 p.m. and on Sunny 88.7 FM every Saturday at 1 p.m. This program is powered by Reveal Multimedia and supported by The Writer's Blog. Read, write, indulge your mind. Hello and welcome to the Writer's Blog talk show right here on this channel. I am Vickie Amwa, your host for today. I love books, I love reading, I love writing, and that's the reason for this. It is just in our bid to encourage reading and writing in our society. Now, this show is also seeking to promote authors and their works, as well as other stakeholders within the publishing industry. It is powered by Reveal Multimedia, supported by Akoobooks Audio, Holy Ever After, Challenge Enterprises of Ghana, Consuelo, Side Farm, of course, Cody's Fashion and Beauty GH for my amazing look. As always, we are coming to you live from La Palm Royal Beach Hotel, uniquely golden, traditionally Ghanaian. I have an amazing woman who is doing awesome when it comes to audiobooks, African audiobooks. Now, for those of you who don't seem to get the time to read hard copy books, this is an option for you. Ama Dadson, CEO of Akoobooks Audio. When we are back, we'll talk to her. Cody's Fashion and Makeover is a one-stop shop for all your beauty needs. Our services include makeup, nail art, pedicure, manicure, braids, wake up, hairstyling, and so much more. Our fashion outlet churns out a trendy unisex African print designs for every occasion. So go on, wear Africa, wear Ghana. Locate us at Second Link Chapel Square, Sakomono. Contact us on 0545 988 607 or 0302 985 409 or 0504 227 113. At Cody's Fashion and Makeover, styling you is our hobby.
Akoobooks Audio makes African books accessible and available for everyone, anytime, anywhere, on a wide variety of mobile devices, including computers, tablets, and of course, mobile phones. My name's Ama Dadson, and I'm founder of Akoobooks Audio, a digital streaming platform, an African spoken word experience provider. We transform African books into exciting and engaging audio experiences that make reading affordable, convenient, and fun. We offer readers a library of top-notch African authors and literary voice talent through listening to audiobooks and audio programming. With over 300 titles in over 20 categories, including fiction, biographies, and children's books, we aim to be the world's largest African audio digital library, promoting audio literacy in English, French, and African languages.
Asante from Anyedu. Anyedu is a children's company, a multimedia children's company that wants to help parents to raise successful and blessed kids. We believe that all children have potential and it has to be unleashed. So we are helping parents to unleash this potential, and especially for us as Africans, we believe that this is our time. This is when we can make an impact in this world. We want to raise a new generation of strong, confident, bold African children who would change the world, change the narrative of an African in the world. We are starting from Ghana. We are hoping that we will be able to reach the whole of Africa and let the children know that, look, they can do anything that they want to do, because through Christ, all things are possible.
Welcome back. This is the Writer's Blog Talk Show right here on this channel. Now, it is time for our quote for today. I'm picking it from Robin Sloan. It says, when you read a book, the story definitely happens inside your head. When you listen, it seems to happen in a little cloud all around it, like a fuzzy knit cap pulled down over your eyes, which means it's something extra when you're dealing with audiobooks. And that's what Dadson, CEO of Akoobooks Audio, Ghana's first premier publisher and digital distributor of Black African audiobooks, is all about. So good to have you.
No, Vickie, it's a pleasure to be here.
And you are doing amazing.
Thank you. And I love that quote that you just started with, that listening to a book is like a warm, fuzzy being inside. Because listening and reading is an internal thing. We'll talk about that.
Yeah. But really, how long have you been doing this?
Well, the seeds for my business go way back, more than 10 years ago, when my mother, who's a writer, began to lose her sight. And my mother taught us how to read, and our passion, my love for books came from her. When she started to lose her sight, we were thinking about what are the ways in which we can get books for her to read. And so we got her subscribed onto, in those days, it was books on tape. Do you remember?
Yeah.
It came on cassette tapes. And then it became DVD. And now, of course, technology is now streaming audio. You can get books on anything. And so we were getting her audiobooks. And then what I noticed was that the African books are not part of that. African publishers have been a bit slow to embrace digital as a form of getting books to people, which is strange because everybody carries a mobile phone around. And so that was when it first struck me that, oh, what about the African books? We have so many Ghanaian stories. We have so many wonderful writers. We have so many fabulous voices. So why not produce our own Ghanaian audio content? And that's how it starts. So that was about 10 years ago, but my company actually started in 2018 and 2019 when I got some funding to get my first book started.
Wow. So to the layperson watching us right now, what is an audiobook?
So an audiobook is a recorded version of a print book, and it's read aloud, usually by a professional. There are different types. Sometimes you can have an audiobook which is word for word, everything in the book. Others, they have abridged versions, so they'll have a shorter version of it. But basically, it's an audio recording of a physical book so that you can listen to it. And you can listen to it on a variety of listening devices, you know, your phone, tablet, computer, CD, anything.
And today we'll have the privilege of listening to one or two or three of such books that are featured on Akoobooks Audio's platform, and it's going to be fun. We also have a trivia session where you get to listen in attentively, answer correctly, and win a prize from Akoobooks Audio. Isn't that amazing? Well, so how has it been really drumming home this idea to publishers, to authors, and all that? Tell us the journey so far.
Yes. So audiobooks are a fast-growing segment in the publishing industry globally. Especially interesting the last 2 years, you know, with COVID, and a lot more people stuck at home. They had to have things to do.
Yeah.
And so video streaming, music streaming, game playing became a big thing. And e-books, digital books. So as I said before, in Ghana and many parts of Africa, Africa is so big. And so the book, and we have so many people, so the book, physical print book industry has many, many challenges. And digital is one of those ways to get books to more people. I've been working with publishers to give me the rights for the book. You have to get the rights for the book. And then I've also been working with voice talent from both film and theatre to help me do the narration of the books. So it's getting there slowly. You know, when we get the rights for a book, then we have to cast somebody, find an appropriate reader to read it. And then we go into the studio, record, do the editing, and then it's converted into a digital form and put on our platform. So Akoobooks is both a platform provider. We host a platform which is on the internet. It's also available on mobile apps for Apple and Android phones. And but it's also directly available on the internet. You don't have to download an app to listen. So we have the platform side, and then we have the content production side. And then we also, because we have a platform, we will host, if someone already has an audiobook that has already been done, we can host it. So we started our work really with published works, you know. So we go and get published works and then reproduce them as audio. But we're also looking at how can we do a new thing and start creating audio that was never written before. The advantage with audio is that you're not restricted to like the languages of print, English, French, our colonial language. You can also do audiobooks in local languages. So I'm really excited about the opportunities to create new content straight to audio. And not necessarily just reading a print book.
And that would be awesome. I'm looking forward to that.
It will be fantastic.
But you had an award. Tell us about that. I'm so excited. Congratulations once again.
Last year, Women in Tech Africa, which is a Pan-African organization dedicated to promoting women in tech businesses, they gave me an award for Startup of the Year. And I was so proud of that award because it just validated my business. It's growing slowly. We're growing by word of mouth, really, letting people know. Thanks to you and this fabulous show, The Writer's Blog, I've been able to reach a lot more people about my books. This year we're planning a partnership with mobile phone operator. You'll hear about it. You'll be the first to hear about that partnership. And with that, we'll be able to reach many more people. So we're growing slowly. We're growing the business, getting more books. We want to have books in a wide variety of categories. Fiction, non-fiction, science fiction, biographies, memoirs, children's books. We're very proud of the children's books that we have, and not only from Ghana, from across the continent, because our vision is to be a Pan-African library, digital library, where people can come and listen to whatever they want.
Download and listen. Well, I'm talking to Dadson. She's the CEO of Akoobooks Audio. Now, when we are back from the break, we're going to have a listen in on one of the books and discuss it. So you have a feel of what we are talking about, right? It is the Writer's Blog Talk Show here on your favorite channel. There are many who have gone to their graves with untold stories. Stories meant to change and transform lives. Don't let that happen to you. If a story isn't you, it has to come out. It must be told. Do you have an idea or a life-transforming story to share? Do you want to write a book but don't know how? Let the expert writers at Reveal Multimedia help you out. Are you a preacher with a desire to convert your sermons into books and other readable materials? Reveal Multimedia offers efficient and on-time audio-to-text transcription services at a very affordable price. We also transcribe interviews, documentaries, etc. We offer other editorial services such as editing and proofreading. That's not all. At Reveal, the author and his or her book are our priority. We are the brain behind the Writer's Blog, a book review program which airs on Sunny FM and Sunny TV, meant to celebrate authors and their works, as well as promote other stakeholders in the publishing industry. We offer PR services for authors with top-notch publicists who create thrilling stories, book reviews and commentaries, organize book launches and related events to provide mileage on all meaningful media platforms for the author and their works. Call on us today to help bring every creative idea to life. For more information, call, text or send a WhatsApp message to 0552 535 036 or 0208 428 322. Send us an email, revealmultimediagh@gmail.com. Facebook, Instagram and YouTube at Reveal Multimedia GH. Our website is www.revealmultimediagh.com. Reveal Multimedia. Dreams come alive. I wish sometimes when we go for a break, you come have a feel of what happens here. Me, myself, my guest and the crew is amazing. Well, it's the Writer's Blog Talk Show right here on this channel. Remember, I'm here with Dadson. She's the CEO of Akoobooks Audio. And just before we went, we told you that we will have a listening session right here on the show. And Amma, which audio are we listening to today?
So the first audio we're listening to is a story called Summer Went Walking.
Summer Went Walking.
Which was actually written by my mother, Nana Dadson.
Okay.
And published by Afram Publications, who are one of Ghana's oldest indigenous publishing houses. Yeah. So it's a little sweet story about a girl who goes for a walk and she meets a series of animals. And she has conversations with the animals. Each of the animals tell her something different about herself. So she gets confused with all these different things that the animals are telling her about herself. But then finally, the last animal she meets, the tortoise, tells her that doesn't matter what anybody thinks about you, you're always yourself. And so then she goes home. So I loved that story. And when I was growing up, my father introduced me to a story called Peter and the Wolf. And it was written by a Russian who wanted to teach children about musical instruments in the classical symphonic orchestra. And I always loved that story, and I wanted to do something which would help Ghanaian children get to know musical instruments in the Ghanaian orchestras. So a lot of children don't know about our traditional flutes like the ten bend. They don't know about our strings instrument,
the xylophone,
the seprawa, and we have a lot of wonderful instruments. So I thought, let me do a book just like that, inspired by that Peter and the Wolf, with Summer Went Walking, where each character in the story was represented by a difficult musical instrument. Nice. And so we put that together. We got a lot of fabulous musicians to help us. Della Botry, You might have heard of him.
Ah.
He composed
Yeah.
and played the flute
Yeah.
music.
Okay.
The character Suma in the story is represented by a flute, a tentemben flute.
Okay.
So it's such a beautiful story, and it's so much fun.
Yes.
And so that's what we'd
Let's
like to
take a listen right about now. This is Suma Went Walking in English.
This is Akoobooks audio. Suma Went Walking by Nana Dadson.
This is the story of Suma Went Walking. Each character in the story is represented by a different musical instrument in the Pan-African ensemble. Suma by the Atentebe and Odruja flute. The Elephant by the Phantom from drum. The Mouse by the Seprewa. The Giraffe by the Primprinsua and Gome drum. The Hedgehog by the Kalimba or thumb piano. The Snake by the Odruja flute and shekere. The Pig by the Dono drum. And lastly, The Bird by the Atentebe flute. Suma went for a walk through the field. She walked and walked, and what did she see? She saw a giraffe.
Hello,
Said the giraffe.
what are you?
I am a big, small little girl.
Suma said.
You are very short.
Said the giraffe, bending down his neck to look at her closer.
Yes, I'm a short, big, small little girl. Goodbye.
Said Suma as she skipped away.
Exciting books, please visit our website at www.akoobooks.com.
Wow. Wow. It's amazing, the sepewa, the flute, and you know, the little girl's reaction to, you know, how tall the giraffe is and all of that. It's just amazing.
Yes.
So amazing.
It's such a fun book, and with the incorporation of the music,
the music,
the rhythm,
makes
such a catchy tune, it was just beautiful.
Yeah.
And the other thing about audiobooks is that you can use them to learn a language, because language is also about not just reading and writing, but comprehension and speaking. And the best way to learn a language is by listening.
Yeah.
So listening improves your language skills. And we realize that there are so many stories that could be told in our own Ghanaian languages.
Okay.
For people who either didn't read English, but, you know, and this story, Summer Went Walking, has actually been translated into 5 different Ghanaian languages.
Wonderful.
Yes, Ga, Tree, Ewe, Asante Tree as well. It's also been translated into French and German. So we are planning to make audiobooks of all these versions.
So that we can all enjoy
them in whatever language you're speaking. But we have done the Ga one and the Tree one, which were beautifully narrated by a wonderful cast of our readers, including Ajete Annan, Alexia Corte,
this is
Victoria Bell. It was very, very beautiful.
We need to, can we have just a snippet of that?
Let's listen to the Ga.
Let's just listen to the Ga, yes. Ga and Tree.
Yes.
Akoobooks audio ne. Sumate shishramu. Maloleji Nana Dadson. Ninika ne loeleji. Stacy na okanle nunu. Alexia na kwa kokwote. Nathaniel Tete Ogli ke Ajeti Anan. Nye yiwala don ake nyebo Akoobooks audio 3.
Adesani wabakanine noji suma te shishiramo. Beifen ke kuluifen aheni oba nule ke amehelala ke miji. No hewole ke unusumale be eke atentemben ke udruja. Shuohun ke ubunu. Kwakwe ke seprewa. Giraffa ke prempenswa alo gome. Shadeboa ke kalimba alo sankun. Onufu ke udruja ke shekere.
Ogusu dwendwen ho no, ohia achichide a wanyi yie bi a opentem akọ. Nanso achichide no bisa ne se, "Wo ye wan?" Sumebua ne se,
Me ya bayo anya tia kese pa tin tia me so na misa na me ketwa koko wanso. Minima sema obeka cheme. Menim se obeka se me ho ha.
Achichidie bua ne se. Enye sa na nka mebeka. Mmom mere afia se mo nka mebeka no. Wa ya ma fi mitrim. Suma kan se
Ora achichidie. Me pa cho. Obetimi achre me de ntia me ye niema ahodo pi no.
achichidie bua ne se. Abayiwa. Sɛdeɛ wotie gyina sɛdeɛ wote nka ne so. Ɛnyɛ sɛdeɛ obi hu ka kyerɛ wo no so. Me sɛ ebinom ka sɛ meyɛ nyaa. Nso ɛtɔ da ɛyɛ a me hu sɛ me ho yɛ ha. Ɛyɛ a me keka me ho. Ɛhɔ a achichidie maa no nante yie. Ɔmaa no nante yie apɛ na ɔde serie tutu so nyaa kɔɔyɛ. Afei suma si fie kwan so. Ɛhɔ deɛ bere nyinaa mu ɔbɛkɔ so ayɛ suma abayewa ketewa krokrowa nara. Ɛhɔ deɛ bere nyinaa mu ɔbɛkɔ so ayɛ suma abayewa ketewa krokrowa nara.
No, there's really something about language.
Yes.
The tree, the ga, it's, it's like it resonates with you. It just drives home the message so clearly. It doesn't matter if even you speak English or not, or you understand it or not.
In fact, my favorite version of the Summer Went Walking is a tree one.
Yeah.
Actually. I thought it was just beautifully
done.
And that dialogue at the end with the tortoise was just so beautifully done.
It's amazing. Amazing. Yeah. We have a question for you, the trivia segment. I think that Amma is ready for the question. Before we take a break and come back and listen to one more audiobook right here on the show. What's the question?
Okay, two questions actually.
Two questions, okay.
One is, how many musical instruments are represented in the story? Can you name at least 5?
At least 5? That's cocoa. It's very easy. Number 2 question.
Number 2 is, this is about languages, one about languages. How do you say elephant in Ga and tree?
How do you say elephant in Ga and tree? This one is also very easy. I wish I was amongst you so that I can win a prize from Amma. So there you have it. The questions on your screen now, and that is the WhatsApp line. Send it in early, you get the correct answer, or you get the answer correctly, and then you get a prize from us. Yeah? We're going for TWB Nuggets with Baba Okran. When we are back, there's more.
This is TWB Nugget. Hello and welcome to TWB Nugget. I started sharing with you last week some tips on how to cultivate proper reading habits. We said it was important to change your mindset from seeing reading as a chore and cultivate it as a lifestyle. Today, I will share one more tip with you, and that is join a book club. I know some of you will say, are there book clubs in Ghana? Well, yes, they are. Just Google them. Or you can join the Writer's Blog Book Club. Yes. Anyway, joining a book club is another way to motivate you into reading more. You will get top-notch recommendations and a community to discuss and share your thoughts. I found some of my best reads with book clubs. It forces me to consider titles I would never read in 100 years. Some of these, one way or the other, have ended up being a favorite. Fortunately, TWB Book Club is here for you, like I mentioned earlier. Designed with you and your child in mind. We are a community of book lovers, avid and struggling readers, as well as prolific and amateur writers alike. And we seek to transform lives through books by helping you and your child find the right book to read, discover bookshops and libraries in and around your vicinity, master vocabulary and build thought-provoking sentences, develop fine reading and writing skills, and master various book themes in order to have meaningful conversations and discussions. The good thing about our book club is it's for all ages, 5 to 10 years, 11 to 16 years, 17 years and above, matured group, 30 years and above. You might say, I have a child who is like 3 and can read. Why not? You can bring that child along. We meet monthly, online or physical meetings with many activities to go with. You can call, text or send us a WhatsApp message with the word book club to 0552 535 036 to register you or your child. TWB Book Club. We say everything writing, everyone reading. And that is our tip for today. Tune in next week for a brand new series. Till then, I am Babo Kran. Bye for now.
Congratulations to Vickie. She's been so amazing. She's been able to find a niche for us Christian parents who are just looking for ways to empower and encourage our children.
Seeing kids, parents, teachers coming together to talk about books, to talk about reading. I believe that the little ones who came around today have learnt a lot.
It was amazing, and I loved the part of the kids where you could color, you could build houses out of blocks, make whatever you want.
It's a kind of a marketplace where we brought together both writers to think through and relate to the value of reading.
Today has been awesome. We've been able to introduce more people to the awesome work that Janelle has done. The 2 books were nicely patronized, and we thank you.
Coming face to face and joining many authors who have written amazing inspirational books was an exciting one for me. Also, the active involvement of children, especially at a young age, is a good turning point, especially for this particular program.
With God's help, it's going to get better and bigger. Great job, Bryce's Vlog, and we wish you all the best.
If you want to be part of our book club, or you want your child to be part of our kiddie reading sessions, send us a text or WhatsApp message with the word book club to 055 253 5036 or 020 842 8322.
Remember, we're coming to you live from La Palm Royal Beach Hotel, uniquely golden, traditionally Ghanaian, this love season. And of course, anytime you really want to give your loved one a special treat, make sure you're coming here at Lawa. And very affordable rooms, delicious meals, wonderful things to, music, the environment, serene, just calm, just you and him or you and her. Okay, or just the entire family, some lunchtime, some brunch moment, just make sure you're making your way here. So for all your reservations, number on your screen now, email address as well, make sure you're making this one work for you. Remember, I'm also looking sumptuous by Kankatsi, Cody's Beauty and Fashion GH. Cody's Fashion and Makeover is a one-stop shop for all your beauty needs. Their services include makeup, nail art, pedicure, manicure, braids, wake up, hairstyling, and so much more. Their fashion outlets also churns out very trendy unisex African print designs for every occasion. If you want to go on Wear Africa, Wear Ghana, this is the place to be. You can find them at Second Link, Chapel Square, Sakomono. Number on your screen 0545 988 607. Korea's Fashion and Beauty GH, styling is their hobby. I'm here with Amma Dadson, CEO of Akoobooks Audio. Amma, you're doing amazing.
Thank you.
And I love the work. But have you had any challenges, struggles along the way? 10 years so far?
Yes, definitely. It's been challenging. Number one, like I said, it's a bit of a new industry and digital. So working in a traditional industry, and I come from a technology background actually. I'm an IT professional with a long career in IT for development. So my passion always has been, how do we use technology to help others to improve our lives? And so when you're working in an industry which is traditionally not embracing technology, of course, now there's so much technology involved in printing and publishing. People do self-publishing, they distribute online, e-books. But we still have a long way to go to embrace all that. And so working with publishers, convincing them to give you your digital rights. You know, we have problems with piracy in the country. People, a lot of young people feel, I think it's something to do with the times. You know, a lot of free content is available on the internet. Before the internet came, books were the way we got our knowledge, and to grow. But now the internet is there. A lot of people are used to getting knowledge for free. And so the idea of paying for a book, an e-book, a new piece of music,
it's a little challenging.
It's challenging, but then the writers and the creators need to make money and need to live. So it's, you know, there's a whole ecosystem that we're trying to grow. So publishers want to know, how many people can we reach? You know, but at the same time, if you don't put the content out there, then how do you reach new readers? So it's just been a journey, getting books one by one, growing the catalog, exposing more people to audiobooks. I think one of our biggest competition is social media and these other distracting platforms that take away the attention that we should be using from reading. But we're growing there. Also funding, it's not cheap to make an audiobook.
The getting cost all the characters
and recording in the studio, getting you know, editing work, the platform, keeping the platform protected.
Hosting it on the platform.
But I've been fortunate to win some grants, business grants and awards that has helped me to keep going. So
So when we come to your library online, what are we likely to find?
Okay, so if you go onto our website, which is app.akoobooks.net, you will see, and I'm just showing my screen, you will see a list of books that we have with the covers and a description. So
viewers, I'm sure you can see it on your screen now.
You can see it. So this is the app version, but you can go directly on the internet and find. So when you find a book, you find a little bit of information about the book, who the summary, you know, tells you what it's about, who was involved, who the authors are, who the narrators are, a little bit of profile, what language is in, how long it takes. So you can find all this information about it. And then you can actually listen to a sample. So you can go listen to a sample before you buy. So we also have a lot of free content. Our books, we have a lot of free content, especially for children. And then we have paid content, which ranges from about 6 CDs all the way to 150 CDs.
6 CDs?
Yes.
And you don't want to get your children listening to books to empower them? 6 CDs all the way to 120. I don't mind buying maybe a bulk or a whole package for 120, or one good one with all the characterization and all the stories like we're about to listen to for 120. I don't know how much pizza costs now. Even if you're looking for a certain kind of wear, something for a dinner or something, it's more than 120 or 150 Ghana cedis.
And
So
once
people
you bought
invest.
a book, it stays in your library. You have it for life.
Yeah.
At the moment, we
Pass it
have
on to
a
others.
pay-per download model. So you buy for one book and then it has a price and you have it in your library. We want to soon move to a subscription model. So you can subscribe, we're hoping, for 10 CDs every month. And you get a certain number of books and then they're always there.
This is good. So you have fiction, you have what types?
So we have fiction, stories, of course. We have non-fiction, biographies and memoirs. We have some wonderful biographies and memoirs. We have science fiction.
Nice.
We have romance. You know, we're trying to expand our catalog so that we can get something for everyone. And cater to all the different reading needs and help to discover, because there's so many fabulous writers, as you know, on your show that are out there and who want to reach new readers.
We
with their
must
books.
really do our best to get our authors to buy into this, because it would be good to have some of the books, as many good books as we can, recorded.
Absolutely. I mean, audiobooks are good for someone like my mother, who is blind, but other people have disabilities that make it difficult for them to handle print. And so it's a medium that can reach a lot of people. Yes.
We're still here. It is the Writer's Blog Talk Show. I love audiobooks because you can just listen to it on the go. Whatever you're doing at home, if you're driving, you can always have it in your car. You can actually listen to a chapter every single day, and before you realize, 1 week you're done with one book. Well, here on the Writer's Blog Talk Show, some way, somehow, every month I think I'm reading 5 books, 4 or 5 books, depending. So just imagine they were audiobooks, it would have been easy, for me. So buy into this and make sure you're visiting the website, Akoobooks, website right now on your screen, and make sure you're subscribing and buying audiobooks for yourself. We have listened to one story already, and we're yet to listen to one of my favorites. I love it. I love it. I just let myself go because I've listened to the audio already, but it would be good to listen to it one more time right here on the show with you. Her story, tell us about it.
Yes, so her story is part of a collection of stories in a book called Kenke for Hours and Other Very Short Stories. So it's an anthology of flash fiction. Now, flash fiction is a very short story, usually only about 1,000 words or 1,500. And it's a very interesting storytelling format because it's so concise, so short. So you have to pack in a lot of feeling and thought and expression. And it's a genre that is really quite popular. I encourage people who have just started getting into reading to try flash fiction. In Ghana, there's a flash fiction association with some fabulous writers. And so a few years ago, they compiled an anthology of the flash fiction they had been writing into this book called Kenke for Hours and Other Very Short Stories. And her story, which is a love story, we all love love stories. It's a sad one, though. It's a love story. It's a sad story. It touches on mental health issues and some of the challenges that we're having. So I think very, very beautiful story as well.
Very beautiful.
And
emotional. And I can say the narratives were amazing. But this one we are listening in right about now.
Her Story by Ama Konedu Anafi. Read by Akusua Busia. They all said the story was going to end with the main character, Sharon, dead. They said she was going to break under a thick fog of depression and then overdose on some sleep meds. They also said long before the day she died that she was going to suffer days and days of therapy, hospital stays, all the times when she'd stare at her tiny, pale wrists with a hunger so grave she had to marry her skin with steel blades. They had said it would happen. They said she would not stay in school, with all the voices in her head. She couldn't keep a thing of importance in there. She would get herself dismissed for assaulting schoolmates, teachers. Even the janitor had his share. Her parents were wealthy. They had a name, a standing in society. All eyes were on the family. Their daughter, Sharon, had to be hid. They said they did, yes, they hid her in a facility not many people knew about. They said it was like heaven, tucked away in the heart of the country, bustling with frenzied activities. They said she was sent off without a tear from her mother or a final glance from her father. They said Sharon was not even bothered because she had never really known her parents. She had known the nanny, the butler, and the driver. They were her family, they said. In that facility, there were only cold sheets and metal trays filled with colorful pills and syringes that rattled as they knocked against each other with each step the nurses took. They said she made no friends, made no eye contact to see what lay in the eyes of the people she found there. She was scared of what she'd see, they said. It was there she started painting again, and they said it was a wonder to see her grace any canvas with her imagination. She breathed life into her paintings. It was like watching Mozart compose another masterpiece, they said, to see her at it, her hands and apron all stained with color while she painted out the demons in her head and smiled at them when she was done. They said she was so terribly fond of all her pieces that she'd sit for hours in her makeshift studio just watching them. A tiny smile playing around her lips, only to be broken by a twitch that caught the nurse's eye. She was going to lose it again, they'd say. Art couldn't keep her. They were right. She seemed to have gone colorblind, for all of her paintings turned to shades before her mind, and she would run into her studio to tear up her work, piece after piece, screaming out in a sound of terror that strummed the strings of other people's hearts. But they never talked about that silent observer in that facility. That one who one day could not take it anymore, who collected poor Sharon into his arms, rocking her back and forth. They didn't say how she calmed and, for the first time in too many years, looked into another person's eyes. They didn't say her tears stopped midway down her cheeks when she let her eyes melt into his. They didn't. A year and a half of friendship, they didn't say. Sharon fell in love with a man, but they did not say. The nurse had stolen her heart. But no one cared. They failed. They absolutely failed to mention that he was running errands one rainy evening when the truck slid off the road and ran headlong into a parked trailer, killing him. They didn't say what pain shot through Sharon that very night, for she knew, as if by some divine vision, that he was gone. They didn't say that was the day she rushed out into the studio, pulled out a fresh canvas and laid it flat on the floor, the very spot where they'd first made love. and spilled out all her tears, love, anger, hurt, frustration onto the canvas, a medley of wild, tangled emotion. They did not say. When that piece of art ended up in a gallery 2 years later, along with much of her work, no one said that. No one said it. All they said, each time they stopped before that last piece of art that was her very soul poured out, was that they had known it would end that way. Her parents took charge of all her pieces. They did, as well as all the money that they earned. Yet somewhere, in some foster home where some of the money was channeled, lived a little girl who had her father's warm smile and Sharon's eyes.
Beautiful story, very sad story, emotional, very emotional. And and I like the way it begins. And so if you're not really attentive, you will not understand the story. And later I realized that, Sharon had a baby.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
But it also goes to show how I think that we downplay the mental health issue. Saying gifted woman, a painter.
That's right.
Struggling
with issues.
Yes, with issues.
And nobody saw it.
Nobody saw it.
Yes.
Nobody saw it.
Nobody saw it.
It's beautiful.
Yes.
It's beautiful. This is the Writer's Blog Talk Show. We can give you everything when it comes to books. And I do hope that you enjoyed this particular one. And remember, I'm here with Dadson, CEO of Akoobooks Audio. We're just about to listen to our very last audiobook. And this one is titled Uncle Modibo, right?
Yes.
And it's written by Melissa Ziba. Yes. What language is it in?
It's written in English, though it's not an...
the setting is not... is African, but it's not Ghanaian.
It's not Ghanaian.
Okay.
It comes from a collection of reimagined folk stories that were written by writers from across the continent, retelling some of our folk stories in modern settings.
Okay.
Yes, and so they're stories from across the continent.
Yeah.
Ghana, Nigeria, Kenya, Tanzania. There are 12 wonderful stories. Those stories are also available on
online.
Yes.
Wonderful. So let's take a listen. This one, children. Listen to it. I love it. Listen to this.
Paukwa,
pakawa,
sahani
ya mchele,
giza
ya mwizi,
na kiboko je
ya mtoto mkorofi.
Welcome to Story, Story Come, a collection of reimagined folktales from all over Africa. Are you ready to crisscross from Mali to South Sudan, from South Africa to deep into the sand dunes of the Sahara Desert? To listen to all our podcasts, go to www.reimaginedstories.com. Now, for today's story, Uncle Modibo by Melissa Zibi.
Slowly, the sun's retreat gave way to the moon. The laughter of the guards who played cards outside basking in the last light of the day was the only music that broke the peaceful silence in Sanankoroba. In this small Malian town, car noises were rare. However, they were enough to disturb Uncle Modibo's creative genius. Uncle Modibo was an unmarried cabinet maker. He had no children of his own, but was uncle to all of the town's children. After work, Uncle Modibo liked to meditate on the day's events. Sometimes he would sit in his workshop, take out a pen, and scribble down some notes, which he would throw over his left shoulder, never the right. The children who adored this particular moment would run, pick them up, read them, and put them in the hanging vase near the front door of his small house. They knew the ritual. If a word was written 10 times, then they had the right to ask Uncle Modibo questions. "Uncle, you wrote school again," said Neymar. "I'm going to build an art school. There are too many beautiful cabinets to be made, and my workshop is too small now. An art school? For girls too?" "Yes, Neymar. Everybody will come. Cabinet making is an art. So it will be an art school," he said contentedly. "Who will build your school? You are no longer young, Uncle?" asked Drissa, full of curiosity. "You will help me, my boy, but stop asking so many questions," said Uncle Modibo, closing his front door. What Uncle Modibo did not tell the kids was that he also wanted to build a school because of his secret love for Nafisatu, his beautiful neighbor. He had always loved her since childhood. In fact, he was completely besotted by her. But she was always too busy worrying about everything to pay him much attention. "As of tomorrow, I will save up to build the best art school in Mali," Uncle Modibo whispered. "It will not only be a great personal accomplishment, but Nafisatu will know that I am a serious man worthy of her love." Days passed, months passed. For 6 months, Uncle Modibo did not scribble a single note. For 6 months, he paid no heed to the children clamoring for his attention. And then, at the end of the 6th month, Uncle Modibo put on his finest bazambubu, wrote "workshop closed" on a piece of paper, bolted the door, and walked towards the main road. The children watched him as he furtively looked from left to right. Uncle Modibo kept his hands firmly in his pockets and strode to the mayor's office. Once inside, he shared his project with the mayor and showed him the drawings he had made and asked for a piece of land. The mayor smiled and asked him if he had money. Uncle Modibo smiled back and put his hand in his pouch. Suddenly, his face twitched and he ran out at full speed, shouting, "My wallet! My wallet! I left it in the workshop! The workshop!" Seeing him run, the mayor followed him, equally distraught. Once home, he found the children, water buckets in hand, exclaiming, "Uncle! Uncle! The workshop has burned down! The workshop has burned down!" Uncle Modibo was horrified. He felt truly helpless. In silence, he walked home. For 3 weeks, he could not speak. But soon, customers were lining the street in front of his house with blocks of wood waiting to be chipped and carved. After another 6 months, Uncle Modibo had finally recovered all the money he had lost. This time around, for fear of forgetting it in his workshop, he invited the mayor to his home and showed him the money. The two men agreed that they would visit the land the following day. Having found his smile again, Uncle Modibo fell asleep easily, enthused at the thought of fulfilling his dream. But that night, thunder and rain ravaged the sky. The raindrops, which usually lulled the town's inhabitants to sleep, were so violent that they woke Uncle Modibo up. Before he could get out of bed, a bolt of lightning struck his house. Uncle Modibo leaped up and climbed out of the window. By the time the flames had been defeated by the rain, his house was a pile of ashes. In 1 year, his dream had gone up in flames twice. Shouting that this was a curse, he walked off. He roamed around like a madman for days and eventually settled under a big sanan tree. Sitting alone under the tree, he heard footsteps. It was Nafisatu. She watched him for a moment and said, "Of all the trees, it is this one that you chose to live under?" "All of my life has been about hard work, Nafisatu," he said, practically in tears. "Yes, I remember the day you told me about this school. I was just 13 years old. Your eyes shone when you talked about it. You were so full of passion." As she walked away, Nafisatu added, "Don't give up, Modibo. This school is not just a dream. It is a part of your destiny." Despite these words, Modibo continued to isolate himself under the great sanan tree. He just could not face the world. Days passed, and the rumor that a curse had been placed on this left-handed artist traveled throughout the town. Gradually, his friends abandoned him. Only Nafisatu continued to visit him, taking him food and water every day. One day, when the sun was hitting hard on the town, a young man appeared before him and said, "Uncle Modibo, I've been looking for you for the last few days. I must tell you about my school." Upon hearing the word school, Modibo raised his head to look at the young man. "Uncle, it's me, Kamara. I used to work in your workshop, and then I moved with my parents to America to study. I have now been accepted to the best university there," he said proudly. "I don't know anything about university, but I recognize you. So you came all this way to talk to me about what?" "I have to write a letter about my biggest inspiration, Uncle." Modibo, without a word, got up and stared at him. "Uncle, I came this far to say that you are my greatest inspiration." "Me?" "Yes, you. I learned a fundamental lesson of this life thanks to you, that by working hard and dreaming big, I can achieve anything I want." Uncle Modibo continued to stare at him, not understanding all this enthusiasm, but aware that he had done something great for Kamara. "I'm happy for you, but I have no house, no workshop, nothing. You are the joy of this day, thank you. Now go and leave me under my tree," he said as his eyes filled with tears. The young man smiled, took him by the hand, and led Uncle Modibo to a family member's house where his old bones were given a soft place to rest. The two men talked for hours, and Uncle Modibo told Kamara about how the fire had eaten his dream twice. Kamara had a faraway look, but said nothing. Then, one morning, Kamara arrived with a piece of paper and said, "Here is a list of 50 people who wish to own your furniture. Make them an—" "I don't want to touch money anymore," Uncle Modibo interrupted. "Let them keep it until the furniture is completed." "All right, Uncle, all right." The two men went to work. 6 months passed. When the furniture was finished, Kamara and Uncle Modibo delivered it to their customers, but none of them would pay. Modibo marched to the mayor's office to complain. "I was insulted, called a madman, a sorcerer, a fool, isolated from everyone. I worked for months, and now people do not want to pay me. That is not fair," he said furiously. "Modibo, calm down. Your customers all came to me. They gave me the amount they owed you." Then, pointing at a site visible from his window, the mayor said, "There is your school, the Modibo Sidibe Art School, the finest art school in Mali. Given your bad luck, your customers and I decided that the best thing to do was to build it for you." Modibo thanked the mayor over and over again and hurriedly left his office towards his new school. Suddenly, he turned in his tracks and ran in the opposite direction. He stopped in front of a compound that was full of flowers. Nafisatu emerged from the front door. Her ebony skin glistened in the sun as she put down the basket she was carrying. She turned to look at Uncle Modibo, who was sweating profusely. "I have built a school, Nafisatu. It is for all lovers of art." "I am delighted, my friend. You see, for your dream to come true, you just needed help from the people who love you. I want to call it the Nafisatu Sidibe School. What do you think?" Modibo said, slowly approaching her. Nafisatu reached out and put her hand in his. Together, they walked silently to the site where the first art school in Sanankoroba still stands today.
Today's story was hosted by Cameroonian musician Frank Billon. This podcast was produced by Maimouna Jallo. It is based on an anthology of 12 tales published by Wida Books and Pavaipo, with original music and sound design by Frank Billon. It is supported by the Ford Foundation's Africa No Filter Fellowship. Find the illustrated anthology of tales on Amazon and listen to more podcasts on our website, www.reimaginedstories.com.
And that was a beautiful story. Uncle Modibo, his secret love, Nafisatu. And, you know, the dream that he had to build an art school, the challenges, it just goes to say that there's no point giving up on the dream.
No.
There's no point giving up on the dream.
To me, that's one of the magical things about reading, because you find yourself, you find other people, you learn empathy. Look at how when you're getting into the story and understanding, you know, what he went through. And so I think, you know, we should never stop reading. The more you read, the more you realize that you don't know, and that there's so much more to learn, so many experiences to go through. And so, I love what you're doing, Vickie, with encouraging us to read more and more and more. And
it's a blessing, but without you and the whole team, we can't do this. So it's been an honor and so amazing having you on the show today, Emma. Your very last words to someone who's watching us today. Okay.
I would just encourage us to continue to read. Reading is one of the most important things we can do to just grow. And it doesn't matter what channels that you use to read, whether you use print books, you use e-books, or you want to use audiobooks.
That's right.
Just use whatever means that you can to get more important stories, you know. And then also tell your own stories, you know.
Yeah. Tell your own stories. And Reveal Multimedia can help you do that. We are into editing, proofreading. Even if you can't write, what we do is that you can record it. We will transcribe it, edit it, and put it together into a book for you. Well, thank you so much, Amma.
Oh, thank you so much.
And congrats
Vickie.
once again.
Thank you so much.
We're looking forward to greater books.
This year.
Right
and one quick snippet. Next year, Ghana has been awarded Accra. I think we talked about the book capital of the world. So looking forward to Ghana
really holding out
holding the flag on the world map with books and literature.
I remember the Ghana Library Authority said this year is declared a year of books. So go ahead, listen and read. Thank you once again, Amma, for passing through. Remember, we came to you live from La Palm Royal Beach Hotel. We're saying that this is love season. Make sure that you're bringing your loved one here. Rooms, double occupancy, $140, single, $115. Email and contact number on your screen now. Call and make reservations. Remember, if you want to be on the show to promote your book, or maybe you want to sponsor us, find a way to partner with us, give us a call today and we will get right back to you. 0552-535-036. Remember, we are powered by Reveal Multimedia, media partners, Sunny FM and Sunny TV. Also supported by Akoobooks Audio, Holy Ever After, Side Farm, Concealo, of course, Challenge Enterprises of Ghana, Anyedu, and Cody's Fashion and Beauty GH. I'm Vickie, and we're done for today. I'll join you same time next week. The Writer's Blog, read, write, indulge your mind.
Hi, I'm Vickie. I love books and enjoy reading. The first thing I do when I wake up in the morning is to read. If I go for a run, I listen to an audiobook. In my leisure moments, I read whilst enjoying some good music. Are you an avid reader, or you're not learning how to read? Maybe you used to enjoy reading, but somehow it has become a thing of the past. Come on this journey with my guests and I as we dive into various books and themes these books talk about. Every week, I speak to various authors who are behind life-transforming books, as well as promote various stakeholders within the publishing industry. The Kiddie Zone segment on the show is meant specifically to ignite reading interest in your child. Watch The Writer's Blog on this station this and every Saturday at 4:30 p.m. and on Sunny 88.7 FM every Saturday at 1 p.m. This program is powered by Reveal Multimedia and supported by The Writer's Blog. Read, write, indulge your mind.
Thank you for watching the Writer's Blog on this channel. If you want to sponsor, partner, advertise, or have your book reviewed on the show, call or send a text or WhatsApp message to, or send an email to, follow us on social media. This program is powered by Reveal Multimedia. Join us next week for another exciting edition. The Writer's Blog. Read, write, indulge your mind.